Good Thursday evening and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to today's top news stories, let's take a quick look outside our weather window. And after 2 consecutive days of 100 degrees, a little bit of a break from all of that today as we look down at parts of East Wenatchee from our Badger Mountain Sky-Fi Tower camera today. The reason, you can see it right there on your screen, the cloud cover. We did see that throughout the afternoon today, and that did keep our temperatures down. But we do have some weather coming our way. We have some thunderstorms in the forecast, and that means increased winds, low humidity, and lightning strikes. In fact, we could see abundant lightning strikes. That's possible not so much tonight, but especially tomorrow. The red flag warning runs from today at 4 o'clock until tomorrow at 5 p.m. But our biggest threat for thunderstorms will be tomorrow afternoon into even Friday night, and then once again on Saturday. So our weather will be changing, and we'll talk much more about that coming up a little bit later on. And now a few of the stories we're following for you tonight. The Forest Service says the popularity of the Stewart Lake and 8 Mile Lake trailhead southwest of Leavenworth has gotten out of control. And Chelan County Commissioners claim the state's Cannabis Board is ignoring their concerns over the permitting of area recreational marijuana farms. But first, we begin tonight. Washington State apple growers are expecting a big harvest this year. Projections from the Washington State Tree Fruit Association show they expect to harvest 137.3 million 40-pound boxes of apples. That's an 18% increase from 2018's 116 million boxes, but just short of the record 142 million boxes that was harvested back in 2017. The Tree Fruit Association said favorable summer weather means growers are expecting a crop with excellent quality and finish. Gala will be the most harvested apple in the state, followed by Red Delicious. Honeycrisp will account for 12% of this year's crop. The new Cosmic Crisp apple will be in its first year of commercial release, and growers expect it to grow in popularity in the years to come. The Forest Service says the popularity of the Stewart Lake and 8 Mile Lake trailhead southwest of Leavenworth has gotten out of control. As a result, they'll be changing public parking rules on 8 Mile Road beginning September 3rd. No parking signs will be installed along the entire length of the road, meaning parking will only be allowed in the trailhead parking areas and pullouts along that road. Officials said it's not uncommon for cars to be parked along both sides of the road, causing access problems for emergency vehicles and conflicts between people walking to the trailheads and motorists. District Ranger Jeff Rivera said the safety of the public and Forest Service employees is the #1 concern. The change will likely mean there will be no place to park for people going to trailheads on busy days. They are suggesting people have someone shuttle them to the trailheads or more carpooling. Chelan County Commissioners claim the state's Cannabis Board is ignoring their concerns over the permitting of area recreational marijuana farms. The county has filed a series of appeals with the state concerning the licensing of pot growing and processing operations that don't comply with local and use rules. Land use rules, I should say. But Commissioner Doug England says the appeals have fallen on deaf ears.
When we point out to them that their current licenses are violating our ordinances and violating our zoning, and we get back interesting responses. Essentially, they don't care, and so we're approaching both legislatively and then administratively trying to get them to change their opinion. We have to go through a lengthy process on each individual grow, and that takes time and that takes money, and it should be if the state mandates that we do those kind of land use issues, that they should be supporting us when we do that. And the Cannabis Board can follow our recommendations, but they don't have to, and they've chosen not to.
Chelan County enacted new zoning rules last year that establish guidelines for where pot farms can be located. The regulations were drafted in response to nuisance complaints from neighboring property owners. Coming up next, the Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife is beginning to develop a post-recovery plan for wolves. A newly built picnic shelter was dedicated last night at Wenatchee's Rotary Park. And Kebab Fest is coming up at 3 Hierarchs Orthodox Church in Wenatchee. We'll have all the delicious details. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
Family roles change with time. You may find yourself being an unpaid caregiver to a loved one. Caregiving can be rewarding, but also stressful. Taking care of yourself is vital. Aging and Adult Care of Central Washington has low or no cost services for unpaid caregivers, such as in-home support, care supplies, and counseling. Connect in your local area by calling Aging and Adult Care at 800-572-4459 and mention you're interested in caregiver support.
Hey folks, Carrie from Blueberry Hills in Manson, where we've got huge news. We've started our Blueberry U-Pick. It's a great time to toss the family in the car and get on out to Blueberry Hills, where you can get the best down-home scratch country cooking around and pick some of the world's most delicious and largest blueberries that have been high desert farmed. This makes for an intense blueberry flavor, and they are so much fun to pick. Our fields are open 8 to 2:30 daily and restaurant from 8 to 3, so come on out and join us.
I told Miss Nielsen about Simon. He's the best doctor because I like the medicines like he gives me.
He asks like more questions, and that's why I feel like he's more interested in the health. For me, it means a lot. That means he really cares about, about him.
I like you, Simon, and you're my best friend.
Welcome back. In another news, the Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife, or WDFW, is beginning to develop a post-recovery plan for wolves. The agency is currently reaching out to the public for comment.
Since 2008, Washington's wolf population has grown by an average of 28% per year. And this last population survey marked our highest counts to date for the 10th consecutive year in a row. Not only is Washington's wolf population growing, but also this past year, Department biologists documented the first pack west of the Cascade Crest in the modern era. So we're really confident that Washington's wolves are on a path to recovery.
WDFW Wolf Recovery Coordinator Julia Smith says the plan will guide the state's long-term conservation and management of gray wolves once the species is no longer designated as state or federally endangered.
The wolf population continues to grow in the state. We expect it to grow. We expect it to continue its westward distribution in the state. And so we see recovery happening, unfolding before us. Ideally, we'd like our planning process to match the pace of wolf recovery on the ground. And so we're proactively developing this plan while wolves are still state endangered, so that once they have recovered and they're no longer listed as state or federally endangered, we're going to have a plan in place ready to go that emphasizes the long-term sustainability and persistence of.
Officials say the process will likely take 2 to 3 years to complete. WDFW has scheduled a series of open houses in September where you can share your ideas and learn about wolves in Washington and provide input on the scope of that plan. A meeting will be held in Chelan on September 11th. Public comment on the plan will end in November. Well, a newly built picnic shelter was dedicated last night at Wenatchee's Rotary Park. Wenatchee Mayor Frank Kuntz joined Rotarians at a ribbon-cutting ceremony to officially open it to the public. Funding for the project was generated through private donations. Well, it's billed as a Kebab Fest. A fundraising event coming up next month will showcase Wenatchee's only Orthodox Christian church. Father Michael Shanbour with the 3 Hierarchs Church explains.
I believe I'm the one who coined that title, Kebab Fest. I was tempted to call it What About Kebab, after the movie What About Bob? But, it's just an opportunity we want to do a little fundraising, I can't lie to you. But mostly, we want to get to know the valley. And we want to reach out to people, and we want to just enjoy.
Well, it's also a great way to showcase your new property here.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. And we'd love for people to come and to see, and just to see. In the scriptures, it says, come and see. Just come and see. So the Kebab Fest is going to be all about grilled pork and chicken kebabs, marinated, delicious, kind of a Mediterranean style. And they'll be served in pita bread. And then as dessert, we're going to have ice cream sundaes, but they're going to be special. They're going to be baklava ice cream sundaes, which is a Mediterranean sweet, if you don't know, made with layers of phyllo dough and chopped nuts and honey, or in some cases, a sweet syrup. And they'll be broken up over that ice cream.
Just flaky good. I love them.
And we'll have some baklava that you can buy to take home. We'll have coffee and water. The kebabs are $5 if you buy an advance ticket, or $6 at the door.
The Kebab Fest is slated for September 7th at the church, which is located on North Wenatchee Avenue at Maiden Lane. You're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News. Coming up next, tonight's feature story and your complete local weather forecast. That and much more still to come on the NCWLIFE Evening News. Stay with us.
Hi everyone, this is Brent Crowder. After 13 years with the Town Auto Group, I have returned home to Town Toyota where it all started. If you're in the market for a new or used vehicle, let me help you find the right one at the right price. Toyota is reliable and trustworthy, and you can count on me to be the same. When it comes to buying your next car, you can't go wrong with Toyota and Crowder. Ask for Brent at Town Toyota or call me now at 888-5000.
Only one dealership in Wenatchee has Motor Trend's SUV of the Year and Truck of the Year. That's right, Town Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram has the all-new Jeep Wrangler and the all-new Ram 1500 pickup. Or get the best of both worlds in the new Jeep Gladiator. Visit Town Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram today for more information on these award winners and see why there's no reason to leave town to buy your next vehicle.
Welcome back to the NCWLIFE Evening News. Time now for our weekly Kennel Cameos feature from the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society. Tonight, NCWLIFE's Megan McPherson introduces us to Star the dog.
Hey guys, Megan here with the NCWLIFE channel. We are here with Jenny, the volunteer coordinator at the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society, and joining us this week is Star. Can you tell us about Star?
Yes, Star is about just a little over a year old. She's actually like the star of our play group here at the shelter, so she gets along really well with other dogs in play group. She is a little reactive on a leash, but like I said, she's the star of play group, so she does like other dogs. She should be in a home. Actually, she's a sweet gal. She's doing well here in our behavior program with her leash walking. She knows commands like sit, but she should be in a home with no cats, probably no kids either. She just seems to take a little bit longer to get used to new situations, so she just needs somebody that's kind of aware of that and can work with her. But she's a sweet, loving gal. We really enjoy working with her here.
And if someone wants to adopt Star, what should they do?
They should definitely come down to the shelter, meet her, and she is available today.
The Wenatchee Valley Humane Society is located at 1474 South Wenatchee Avenue and is open Monday through Friday from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Saturday and Sunday from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Give them a call at 509-662-9577 or visit their website at wenatcheehumane.org. This has been Kennel Cameos at the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society.
Time now for a check of your north central Washington weather forecast. And before we get to those details, outside we go and taking a look outside our weather window from this afternoon. And this was pretty much our situation throughout the day today, with a lot of high thin clouds, even some medium clouds out there. A little bit of smoke too from a couple of different fires. The DeVore fire now growing in size up around Stehekin, as well as that Williams Flats fire up around Lake Roosevelt, both providing a little bit of smoke for us today, and that kept our temperature down. Beautiful shot though, isn't it? Looking down from Badger Mountain at portions of East Wenatchee, and as we get into the upcoming next couple days and into the weekend, we've got a lot of weather changes to tell you about. But first today, high temperatures much lower than we first thought yesterday because of all that cloud cover. Unofficially 90 degrees our high temperature this afternoon at Pangbourne Airport, right about where we should be for this time of year. 88's our normal high. 72 once again is where we started the day. Very mild out there. 9 degrees over where we should be for this time of year at 63. 104 our record high, set back in 1971, and our record low 53, set back in 1992. Sunrise 5:48, sunset tonight at 8:24. Now let's take a look at what we can expect as far as thunderstorm activity. We talked about the red flag warning at the beginning of the newscast, and this is part of the reason why the area in light gray or silver, light thunderstorm threat. But as we move down into the southeastern portion of Washington and over into Lewiston, Idaho, that is the best thunderstorm threat. That will be late this afternoon and tonight. We could see wind gusts to 30 to 40 miles an hour. Not so much for us, but especially in this lighter green area that you see right here, we will see winds maybe about 20 miles an hour at times here in Wenatchee. Plus, we could see some heavy downpours of rain, and that could be overnight. And boy, wait till we get into this forecast. It's going to linger in for the next couple of days. Taking a look now at our surface loop, and over the next 7 days, this is what we'll see. Tonight, mostly cloudy skies, as I mentioned, a 20% chance of showers. Not a lot shows up at around 10 o'clock tonight, but it will show up from this area of low pressure that's bringing all that moisture up from the southwest. And as we move into Friday, that chance of rain goes up to a 30% chance. This just all rain right here in north central Washington. A few chances for thunderstorms down around Ellensburg and also the Yakima area. But Friday night, that goes up to 50% and then 60% chance of thunderstorms. Mostly cloudy on Saturday, and you can see almost all of Washington, especially the eastern part of the state, will see thunderstorm activity. Much cooler temperatures as we get into the upcoming weekend as well. We're talking highs only in the low 80s. That goes for Sunday as well. Maybe a few leftover showers in the morning on Sunday to end our weekend. Most of that will move away. And then for Monday, sunny skies. We will begin a slow warm up as well, getting back into the mid 80s by Monday. And almost all of the western United States will enjoy those clear skies. Tuesday, sunny and warmer as well. Maybe a few lingering clouds along the Cascades and into western Washington. But this area of high pressure, clockwise rotation, will bring us some warmer weather and clear skies as we move into next week. By Wednesday, sunny and mild. Temperatures, remember, the orangish colors, that means 80 to 90 degrees. And that's pretty much where we'll be from Monday right up until Wednesday, and then maybe even warmer than that past that, and we get into the end of next week. Let's take a look now at your quick lube and tune 7-day forecast. Tonight will drop down to 68 degrees, so once again a very mild overnight. 87 for your Friday, a 30% chance for thunderstorms. Cooler on Saturday, 80 for the high, a 60% chance of thunderstorms. And boy, we are watching things very closely for any new fire starts over the weekend. For Sunday, some morning showers possible, partly cloudy. Look at these temperatures. 79 the high Sunday, 59 the overnight low on Sunday, and then we begin a slow warm up as we get into next week. 84 the high temperature on Monday, 86 Tuesday, and up to 87 with sunny skies on Wednesday. And that's a look at your local weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
some point, we realized that value and practicality go hand in hand. A time when an unnoticed accumulation of items has become burdensome. These possessions still have value, but now lack usefulness. Donate your unwanted items to Goodwill and become a job creator. Your donations allow Goodwill to provide much-needed training to job seekers in our community, and that's pretty useful for everyone. Make plans to attend the August 30th grand opening of the all-new Goodwill on Columbia Center Boulevard in Kennewick.
With 15,000 square feet to explore, you'll find something special at the Antique Mall at Cashmere. For the do-it-yourselfers and those with a keen eye for making something old fresh and new again, the Antique Mall at Cashmere is the place to come find your next project. From the coin enthusiasts to avid collectors, Antique Mall at Cashmere has treasures in every corner. Come find your treasure today. Antique Mall at Cashmere's friendly staff is here to help. Stop on by today.
Are you watching me? If you're watching me and you are a business owner in North Central Washington, your potential customers could be seeing your TV commercial right now. With Solion Broadcasting, TV advertising is effective and affordable. Place your ads on the network best suited to your potential customers, or get top-of-mind awareness with 16 cable networks, including NCWLIFE, your local TV channel. Give Solion Broadcasting a call at 888-2020 today to see how easy and affordable it is to advertise on TV.
And now it's a sports update on the NCWLIFE channel.
And a happy Thursday to you. Great pitching and record-setting home runs helped Wenatchee defeat Ridgefield 5-0 last night at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium. Voice of the Apple Sox, Joel Norman, has the happy details.
The Wenatchee Apple Sox are postseason bound. They defeat the Ridgefield Raptors 5-0 on Wednesday night and clinch a postseason berth for the first time since 2013. Ryan Altenberger and Cody Darcy both homered. Wenatchee has now hit 34 home runs this season, which is a new single-season team record. It's been a historic season in so many ways for the Apple Sox, and tonight they guarantee that it will go beyond just this coming Sunday when the regular season ends. The Sox go for their third consecutive series sweep and their 10th consecutive West Coast League victory when they take on the Raptors at 6:35. With your Apple Sox update, I'm Joel Norman.
Jake Somm was stellar on the mound, going 8 innings, improving to 4-1 on the season, allowing no runs, 4 hits, and 8 strikeouts and 1 walk. Sox hit back-to-back home runs to open up the 5th inning to give the Sox a 3-0 lead. Joel Norman back on the call on the Apple Sox Radio Network. Video courtesy of the Apple Sox Facebook page.
Vacation to Hawaii. 1-1 cracked in the air out toward right field. Back up it goes. York to the track to the wall. It's gone. A home run for Cody Darcy and a 33rd of the season. That's a new single-season record for the Apple Sox. Darcy tied the record for Wenatchee the other day with his 5th home run of the season, and now breaks it here with his 6th of the season, with a plethora of others with 6 home runs. Now this ball is cracked. No doubt about that one. Ryan Altenberger with a trademark bat flip, third base side, back-to-back jacks from the 2 Xavier boys. First Darcy and now Altenberger. They're both tied now with 6 home runs this season. The Sox bringing the boom here in the bottom of the 5th inning. 405 feet to right field. Gillis comes set. Runner at third, the 1-2, swing and a miss. The Apple Sox are postseason bound for the first time since 2013.
The win improved Wenatchee's record to 29-21 overall, solidifying itself with at least the second-best record in the division, securing a playoff spot. That means Wenatchee will host Victoria Tuesday night, 6:35 in the divisional playoffs. Also in the West Coast League last night, as we open up the Les Schwab scoreboard, Griffin Paxton hit 2 home runs and was 3 for 5 with 5 RBIs to lead Victoria to an 11-2 win over Port Angeles. Briley Knight was 2 for 4 with a home run and 2 RBIs to lead Corvallis to a 5-4 win over Bellingham. The loss eliminated the Bells from the playoffs. The Knights win also gave Corvallis the second-half title in the South, putting Walla Walla into the playoffs. Ty Haukman and 3 other pitchers combined on a 3-hit shutout as Walla Walla beat Kelowna 4-zip. Brian Rice had a grand slam home run and a losing cause for Yakima Valley as the Pippins fell to Cowlitz 5-4. Portland scored 15 runs on 21 hits, and John Jensen 5 for 6 with 4 runs and 3 RBIs and a 15-9 win over Ben. Taking a look at the North standings with just 4 games games left. Wenatchee could still win the second half title as they're still tied with Victoria atop the standings at 17-6. Everyone else is out of the running. Here you see that Bellingham is 5.5 games back with 4 games to play on the overall. So Wenatchee, if they doesn't win the second half, the next playoff scenario goes to the overall record. Corvallis solidified the second half South Division title with last night's win. Even though Portland can catch them over the next 4 games, the Knights have the head-to-head advantage over the Pickles. So it will be Walla Walla getting in the other spot in the playoffs with its second best overall record in the South. Sweet will host Corvallis Tuesday night at 6:35. Malik Smith scored on a fielder's choice in the bottom of the 8th to break a 2-all tie and gave the Mariners a 3-2 win over San Diego Wednesday. Kyle Seager hit a 4th-inning home run and drove in 2 as the Mariners split the 2-game series and snapped a 5-game losing streak. Yusei Kikuchi gave up a home run to Fernando Tatis Jr. starting off the ball game, but then settled down. He went 5 innings, allowed 1 run on 4 hits and 8 strikeouts. His best outing in 2 months. Well, Seattle has today off while the Seahawks take center stage. Will host Tampa Bay in the first of 3 games on Friday. That'll be at 7:10 across the way from CenturyLink, which is where we'll talk about in just a moment. First, American League West scoreboard last night as we open up the Les Schwab scoreboard. Jose Ramirez hit a 2-run home run in the bottom of the 7th. That was enough for Cleveland as the Indians won the opener of a doubleheader over Texas 2-0. Ramirez also went deep in the nightcap as Cleveland won that one 5-1. Yuli Gurriel had a 2-run home run and drove in 8 RBIs for Houston as the Astros beat Colorado 14-3. Ian Happ hit a grand slam home run and the Cubs beat up on the A's 10-1. Jose Quintana and 2 relievers combined on allowing just 2 runs on 3 hits for Chicago. Well, tonight's the night for the Seahawks as they host the Denver Broncos in their first preseason game. All the off-season workouts, the mini camps, the OTAs, and 2 weeks of training camp finally coming down to playing against somebody else. Coach Pete Carroll says Russell Wilson and a lot of first stringers had a big practice on Wednesday to make up for not playing tonight.
I think he usually plays like the first 3 plays, and basically that's what we do. So what we, I don't know if you noticed, but yesterday we had a big practice for the ones. They had tons of work out here. It was a little bit different emphasis for us, where they got really almost twice as much work as they normally would get going into a game to compensate for the plays that they don't get. And I think that we might have gained ground by doing it that way. So we had more competition with the ones against ones out here that they won't get if they were going to play a handful of plays in the first game. So I think we've made an effort to get more out of this process than to get less out of by them not playing in the game. So.
Seattle and Denver kick off tonight, 7 o'clock CenturyLink Field. You can watch it on Q13. Listen to it locally on 560 KPQ. That's sports. Grant, back to you.
Thank you, Eric. And that's going to do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around North Central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website at ncwlife.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-NCWL. That's 888-6295. Also, keep it right here on the NCW Life channel tomorrow morning for Wake Up Wenatchee Valley with your host, Dan Kuntz. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks for joining us. Have a great night.
NCW Life Channel is your home for local news, local weather, and events including live local high school sports. Watch inspiring local shows featuring local people. Don't miss Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Let's learn. Guada TV. Street Talk and Other Stuff. The 12th District. Life with Lisa. And the Arbiter of Stoke. NCW Life Channel is your local TV station.
Bring the whole family up to Stormy Mountain Brewing and local public house in historic downtown Chelan. Applewood smoked brisket, street-style tacos, and our award-winning barbecue rubs and sauces. Our meals pair perfectly with our exciting lineup of craft ales, made right here in Chelan. We've got room for big groups, or give us a call for catering. So grab the kids and check out the fun at Stormy Mountain Brewing and local public house located in the heart of Chelan.
I'm Tom from Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. At Alpine Air, we think of ourselves as customer service-oriented retailers. When you make an appointment, please visit our store, meet our people, see our shop. we are serious about heating and air conditioning. Carrier and Alpine Air are offering huge factory rebates and financing options for all your needs. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air. Call for your free replacement estimate. Heat and air, call Alpine Air, 662-6846.